Hi, my name's Bob, and it looks like you've decided you wanted to learn how to metal detect, so I'm going to give you some of the wisdom that I've learned over the last 6 months or so. I just started in February 2014, and I did a lot of research and found what basically everybody referred as the best starter metal detector was the Garrett ACE 250. So I'm going to show you the things that I've used, and so far I've gotten about $50 in clad, which would be quarters, dimes, nickels, and pennies from 1965 and later on. I found a couple of wheat pennies, no silver coins yet, which would be quarters and dimes that were 1964 and earlier. And I found a couple of rings. I found a sterling silver ring in a lake using my Garrett ACE 250 because the coil is waterproof. And I found a ring just yesterday, and I found a necklace that had a sterling silver cross on it. So I'm going to show you some of the tools that I use to metal detect, and then maybe I'll show you a couple finds. So I use gloves. You can see I've gotten those kind of nasty. That's so if I run into something rusty, I don't want it to prick me, just in case. You don't know what's under the ground. Typically I stay away from iron, so I don't have that happen very often, but sometimes stuff you're looking for is hidden with iron, and you never know if you hit an iron nail or a rusty nail. You don't want that in your skin. So I use gloves. Then I got a pair of headphones. I like to find the ones that are DJ headphones because they tend to be a better quality. So I got those, so when I'm going to the beach or going to the park, nobody else has to hear my ding 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 dings, and I get fewer spectators coming over to ask me what I'm doing when I have them on. When I have them off and everybody can hear the ding 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 dings, then I get a lot more people asking questions. The next thing I've got is my little trusty trowel here. Now this one happens to tell me how deep the target is, or how deep the item I'm burying, how deep I am in the hole. By each one of these marks is an inch. This is a gardening trowel. It's got a serrated edge on one side, a sharp edge on the other side, and a nice little cutter. We'll cut into the grass. So they always teach you to cut a plug. So you want to cut in a circular motion, and I always go diagonally into it, so it acts like a top. I pull it out, and it makes it really easy to put it back and make it look like nobody was there in the first place. The next thing I have is this is somebody that lives close to me. Oh, this is a pinpointer. It's a $20, $30 pinpointer from Harbor Freight. This electrical tape here is just to keep the 9-volt battery inside the pinpointer. But what this does is it allows me, whenever I've dug up a prospective target, is I can put this in the soft dirt and find the item faster. This has made my recovery time, as far as digging holes, finding the item, and plugging it up, much faster, probably 2 or 3 times faster because of this. Without it, you can go without it. You just have to take your dirt and put it right over the top of the coil there. And when you hear the coil going ding, 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 it means whatever you're holding is in there. Now, for those that are married, you see a little wedding ring there. I have to make sure I don't use my left hand. I have to use my right hand when I'm looking for stuff. Now, last thing I use is the Garrett ACE 250. ACE 250. And I've gotten to the point where I stopped looking at everything and have narrowed my search down to specific things. We'll turn that on. That's my setting. When I'm on land, I have the sensitivity low. They suggest you have the sensitivity up to that high, 2 missing from the top. And that can get you stuff that's fairly deep, but I like to go somewhere around there. I discriminate up to a dime, a quarter, and then the silver. And when I got my sterling silver ring, it rang up as a 50 center. And when I got my sterling silver cross, it also rang up as a 50 center. So the sterling silver for me is right about there, the 50-cent piece. Quarters ring up as quarters pretty much every time. Dimes, what I'll get here is I'll get pennies that are 1981, 1982 and older. I think it's because they have more copper in the penny, and but they'll show up as dimes, and then I get rid of the penny, which will be here. Yeah, basically here. You'll get the modern pennies, what people call stinking Lincolns. Then here, this is where you get the gold. My ring will run up between here, this pull tab, and the 5. So when I go to the beach, I go ahead and go to all jewelry mode until I find a gold ring to determine what I should set my custom wrist sets at. That's what I'm going to keep doing. and that's what I suggest you do. Now I'm going to show you a couple finds, show you what I do when I dig a hole, cover it, and show you what I find. Alright, so this is how I look when I'm ready to go. The headphones, the sound from the ACE 250 is a little too loud in my ears, so right around my chin, and I can feel it ding, and I can still hear it because it's loud. There's no way to turn down the sound. I like to wear cargo pants or something similar, so I can have a pocket to put the good stuff in and a pocket to put the bad stuff in. You never want to just leave your trash behind. One, if you're going to go back to the park, you don't want to find the trash a second time, and two, you want to clean up the place where you're detecting, so people have a good feel about metal detecting. And lastly, you want all your good stuff in your pocket, so when you take it out at night, you got all your good stuff in one hand. Alright, so you want to cover your ground. I like to go in the shade of the trees because I'm about as white as they come. So we're going to try to find something. Alright, we're getting a ring-a-ding-a-ding right here. Come here and take a look at what it's ringing up as. Tap the screen right there to have it focus. See, it's going between, there it is. It says 2 inches between a dime and a quarter. Alright, so let's go ahead and keep filming. We're going to come down here. Alright, so this is the point where I pull out my pin pointer. Let's turn it on. You can hear it buzzing. The way to calibrate it is to get it to go right to the point where it's buzzing and then have it stop. And that should help me find this thing. It says it's about 2 inches, so typically when I have something at 2 inches, I don't dig. Oh, here it is. Right there. We got something. Oh, see, it's not even a dime or a quarter. It's a, it's a toy car. So, sometimes you don't find what you think you're going to find. Sometimes you find crazy cool stuff like this for my son. And so he'll play with that, and that'll be all kinds of fun for him. So in the shade, that's where people like to sit and play and leave their stuff behind and put their bags down while their husbands or boyfriends or friends go play soccer or football or whatever. And their kids will leave toys, and they'll leave their coins for me. Alright, so another tip is I like to go to parks. Because I don't have the beach close to me. It's about 2.5 hours away. So what I like to do is I go to the parks, but I like to go to the old ones because I want to find old coins, right? I want to find the silver dimes, the silver quarters, and we're getting a ding right here. But I can tell you, yeah, keep filming down there. We're gonna find that. It says it's coming up as a dime or a quarter. It says about 2 to 4 inches deep. You know, that was the hardest thing too, is when I started detecting, was trying to remember to look at the thing to see how deep it was, so I know how deep to dig my plug. That was really tough to remember. So that's one thing to get used to when you first start. Anyway, I was talking about new parks versus old parks. The old parks, you got a lot of people that might also be detectorists in your area that are probably also checking those old parks because they also want those silver coins. What I didn't realize until yesterday when I went to a new park is that a lot of people don't go there. And so all the stuff that the people lose is going to be right on top of the soil, so it's easy to find. And two, not a lot of people go there, so it's more stuff to find. There you go. Oh, always check your plug first, because you might just find it in there. Let's see. Now it's a buzzing right around in here. Let's try that again. You don't want to destroy the grass, but at the same time you want to find that quarter. Can you see that well, or do you need to focus? That is a 1974. There you go. So I found a quarter live. That's cool. Now, the other thing too is, are you still filming? Okay, good. The other thing too is when you dig out a plug, you don't want to just assume there's only one coin in there. Hey, we actually might have a second one in here. My very first hole ever, which I'll probably post it on YouTube too, was I think like 17 cents. It was awesome. That's because you always detect back over the hole. Here, I'm going to put that to the side there. See what we got down in here. There's something metal in there. It might be iron, but see, it's got a little red in the dirt. This is what makes me think that it's iron down there. Let's put that quarter in my pocket, in my keeper pocket. There we go. Dink. See if it's still down there. Oh, there it is. Here it is, folks. Got a nail. Good old rusty nail. See, exactly like what I was talking about, keeping those gloves on so you don't poke yourself and get rust on yourself. So that one goes in the opposite pocket. That goes in my nasty stuff pocket, trash pocket. There we go. Maybe I shouldn't wear white pants. All right. So typically when I'm detecting at a park, I will go along the pathway because if somebody pulls something out of their pocket and it drops, I want to be able to pick it up. It'll roll off to the side. See there? It says about 2 to 4 inches for a quarter. So let's figure it out. Now my detector's already about 1 inch or 2 off the ground. Go ahead and bring it closer. Let's find out what's down there. So same thing with the pinpointer. There, so now it's calibrated. You can see my detector is up here, ground's down here, and it says 2 to 4 inches, so that sucker's probably right on top. Whoop, keeps buzzing right. There she blows. What do we got for this one? 1979. So not silver, but still a quarter. Okay, 1979, so that's another quarter. Hot duggity. I didn't even have to dig for that one. That's what makes it faster. Now I can tell you, from my experience, I average, now after almost 100 hours of detecting, I average probably about $1 to $1.25 an hour doing this detecting. So you're not going to make a huge living by finding coins. Not until you find gold rings and silver rings that you can sell and actually make a little bit more money would you be able to even think about doing this a full time. But I think that's crazy talk. This is just something I do for fun. It's something I'm trying to save up money to go scuba diving. Because the next thing is to get an underwater detector so I can go and find the gold jewels inside or the gold rings and stuff inside the ocean. Not too far. And once I go underground or underwater, I think I'll be able to find more stuff. Here's my find for the day. I stopped after about, I'd say about an hour of detecting. So it wasn't a lot that I did. Just wanted to get you guys a video and get my kids out to play in the park. So here's was $1.35 and a big copper line that showed up as a quarter, but it's just a big thick copper gauge wire. So anyway, that's what you can find. That's about like I said, about an hour's worth of work, and so that's pretty good for metal detecting. Bye.